Hey now, welcome back to another episode here. Swish and Miss. I'm your man Greg with my NBA picks today, January 20th, 2024. Let's recap. Earlier this week, I only made one premium post to you guys on Wednesday. I was picking the Knicks and the Cavs. I like that slate a lot. Also, a personal play had Orlando Magic. I swept the board that day. It was a good day. Yesterday, I shared with you guys personal play, the Lakers, about 10, 15 minutes before tip off. Saw that the GOAT was playing. I figured AD was going to be playing. They looked great first half. Looked amazing. They were up about 7, 8 points. They were leading the first half, 7-10, the whole first half, and they just ran out of gas. Ran out of gas, guys. So look for Lakers in the first half next time. Probably not going to be looking at them for the full game. Anyhow, let's keep it all moving. In our first game today, we're looking at the 76ers versus the Charlotte Hornets. First, let's go ahead and jump into our injury report. We got Mo Bamba and Jaden Springer. Don't know what's going on with them right now. Probably not going to play today, but could. And then Covington and Melton definitely are out tonight. I feel like in this game, guys, Joel Embiid also could be like a last minute, hey, he's not playing. So before I go jump putting a bunch of money on Philly to win by double digits, I'm not willing to kind of do that on this back to back with travel. I know they like to rest him in a back to back, and then especially with travel. They did win last night against Orlando comfortably, but this is not a game I'm looking to run and throw my money on Philly. I do lean Philly in this way, but if I'm looking at an investment standpoint where I'm trying to lay my money, it makes more sense with the Charlotte Hornets right now. This line moved at from -9.5 to -11, so you can get 11 points right now with the Hornets. And now they got LaMelo Ball back. Last time these guys met, they got creamed 135 to 82. This was in December. There was no LaMelo Ball. It was a different story. I hope it plays out a lot differently, but I'm not looking to lay money on either side. I actually like a prop on this. I like LaMelo Ball over 23.5 points. I threw a half unit on that at -120. That's all I'm looking at this game. I'm I, before I to pick a side, I would really wait until about an hour, half hour before tip off and see who's actually playing because I don't feel like for sure that Joel Embiid is 100% going to play. That's my opinion. That's where I'm going with it. I don't feel comfortable laying my money on Philly yet unless I know Embiid's going to play. If Embiid's playing, yeah, Philly for sure. Anyhow, let's go ahead and jump into our next game tonight, guys. We got and let's go ahead and go back real quick on the money. I'm looking at about $130,000 handle. We have everybody, 95% of the money line is on Philly. And then the money for the spread is about 75% is on Philly. So some people are starting to actually go, hey, you're going to give me double digits with Charlotte. They got LaMelo Ball back. And the thing is, Embiid might not play, guys. The money on Philly yet. I would wait if I was going to choose a side here. I'd wait till about a half hour before tip off and see who's actually in their warm up jerseys shooting around. All right, guys, let's go and get into our next next game today. We got the Spurs visiting the Wizards. Looking at our injury report, we know Embiid is back, so that's good to hear. Zach Collins, though, still out. Charles Bassey, he's out for the season. City. Anyhow, looking at the Wizards, Daniel Gofford, he's questionable. Concussion protocol. He probably does play, but anyhow, this line, looking at where it started, where it ended, it started at -2.5. Is now still at -2.5 for the Wizards, favoring the Wizards here tonight. The Spurs been terrible. The Wizards been terrible. This isn't a game I'm even looking to watch. And I don't. Let's look at the money, guys, because this game just really doesn't interest me. Let's see how many people are betting on this game and move on. All right, checking it out. The Spurs versus the Wizards. Everybody and their mom is on the Wizards here for the money line, and then on the spread, we got about 70% betting on Washington to win by about 2.5, 3 points. So that's it's a crap team against another crap team, guys. So try and find the value there. However you want, if you want to watch this game, have fun. Let's go and get into our next game. Maybe a little bit more interesting. Awesome. We got the Cavs visiting Atlanta here. Let's go ahead and look at the injury report for the Cavs, guys. We got Levert is doubtful. Mobley still injured. Garland injured. And Ty Jerome's injured as well. So Cavs are a little beat up. They've been doing well with their squad, even though it's pretty banged up right now. It's been banged up for like the last month. Atlanta Hawks, we got Trey Young, maybe doesn't. I've seen his props up. You can take prop plays on him right now, but he might not play tonight. Maybe he does. This is another game where if you're going to choose the side, it's kind of hard when the injury report is kind of hard to read. DeAndre Hunter's injured, Guy injured, Keurig injured. So Atlanta's banged up. They're on a back-to-back. They did win last night against Miami. That's nice. I've been rolling with the Cavs lately. If I had to choose a side right now, I would choose the Cavs. I haven't looked at any props on this, guys. Let's go ahead and see this line opened up at +1 for Atlanta. Is now at +2.5. So it's favoring the Cavs. Let's see where the money's at. I'm guessing it's on the Cavs, but let's double check. Here we got money line. Everybody and their mom is betting on the Cavs to win this game. And also on the spread, about 90% of the money is on the spread for the Cavs to win. So I lean the Cavs, but again, I don't really see value yet. The injury report's kind of hard to read on Atlanta side. I just don't have a good feeling about this game, so I'm just kind of pushing past it and keeping it. Go ahead and check in our next game tonight, guys. We got the Raptors against our Knicks. This game is a game to watch, guys. There was just a trade between these two teams. We got RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly now on the Raptors. We got OG now on the Knicks. And this is a good game to watch. I don't like the numbers. The line opened up favoring the Knicks. -9 is now at -7.5. It's, in my opinion, too many points to be favoring the Knicks. Toronto does not have to travel that far. You got two players that are pretty comfortable playing in New York, Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett, that are visiting. And how I looked at this game, guys, was Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly has been able to remain having he's always been a super positive player and a positive attitude. But still, after the trade, he didn't know these guys didn't know they were going to be traded. I guess RJ Barrett behind the scenes is that he's not easy to play with. I don't know the whole story, but how the Knicks are phrasing it is like he was the problem. Once they got rid of him, now they're doing better, and it's true. But they had to get rid of Emmanuel Quickly, their best six man on the coming off the bench as well, to take care of that problem. So I feel like RJ Barrett probably isn't going to do that well, but Emmanuel Quickly, he's maintained his reputation in New York as like this, New York built him. He was drafted by New York. He became an all-star, and not an all-star, but I mean, he's definitely had his moments playing for the New York Knicks. So anyhow, I'm picking Emmanuel Quickly here, going over 3-pointers made with a half unit. I put on that +104. So you're getting, your money back and a little bit. So I like that one a lot. That's where I stand on that. I don't like the points here. I think this is going to be a very competitive game. I think it's going to be close. I don't think RJ Barrett's going to play that good here. I think that's also something I might look into, is fading RJ Barrett, as I think coming back to New York is going to be not the most fun experience for him. So anyhow, that's how I feel on that game. Let's go ahead and see where the money is before we go ahead and push on to our next game, guys. On this game, we're looking at a handle of almost 200,000. 75% of the money is on the money line for the Knicks. I like that, but there's no value in it, guys. That's the thing, is if I'm going to place a bet, I need to get my money back. I don't just want a little bit, because it's always 50-50. It's going to happen or it's not going to happen. So if I'm only going to get half my money back, how's that work? I don't like that type of play. And then a lot of people are betting on the spread. 85% of people are betting on the spread for Toronto to have that plus, having plus about 8 points. So um again, I don't really like the choosing the side here. I think the points are off. I think this is almost a coin flip game. So if you're gonna give me the points, I'd almost lean Toronto, but that's all I'm gonna say on that one, guys. Let's go and get into our next game here of the night. We're going over to Chicago, and we got the Grizzlies visiting Chicago. Let's see where this line is and where it opened up at. It opened up at +7. It is now at +7.5 for the Grizzlies. Their injury list terrible. It's terrible. If you don't know, look it up. It's terrible, guys. Chicago Bulls. All right, I'll go back. Go back. Grizzlies injured. Bane, Lorraine, Smart injured. Obviously, Morant, Adams. We also got Clark, Rose. They're banged up. They're banged up, guys. On the Bulls side, they're also a little bit banged up, but not as bad. We got Levine's out. He's injured, but that's probably better. He doesn't play, honestly, for the chemistry of the team. Torrey Craig's out. Lorenzo Ball, he's never. I don't think I've ever seen this guy play for the last 2 years. Anyhow, Andre Drummond, he's probably going to play, which is awesome because I definitely would already lean Bulls here just with the injury report. I'm looking at Williams is going to be playing, and Io is also probably going to be playing. So I think the Bulls can win this by double digits. They're playing at home. Let's look where the money is, guys. This is Bulls or nothing, I think. And cruising on down, yeah, 95% of the money is on the money line, looking at a handle of about 100 grand. And then it's 50-50 for the spread. 50-50 for the spread usually for me means favor the home team. So watch me go ahead and post a unit on this, guys, for the Bulls. Go ahead and say that right now. I haven't done it yet, but go ahead and do that right when the show's over. Honestly, I'm favoring the Bulls in this one. Let's go ahead and check in our next game. I like this one, guys. Going over to the streets of Minnesota, we got OKC visiting the Timberwolves. Thunder just thumped the Jazz over when they were on the road, and I feel like they're going to do the same thing here in Minnesota. The last couple matchups these guys had were, I want to say, close. Let's double check here so I'm not making stuff up. OKC. Boom. Cruising on down. They actually beat these guys by about 20 points a month ago. And when the last time OKC visited Minnesota, Minnesota won by 3 points. So it was a close game last time Minnesota had home court advantage. This line opened up at -2.5 for the Timberwolves, now at -3, guys. Seeing where the money is on this. Oh, on the wrong game there. Bounce back over. Looking at our Thunder. I'm definitely leaning on the Thunder on this one, guys. We see that on the money line, 90% is on Minnesota, and on the spread, 95% is on Minnesota. So I'm definitely going against the public on this. I already went ahead and because this line opened up at 2.5, then moved to 3 on the casino app I have. I was able to move it to 3.5 and get that at -115, which I'd rather pay at 5 points and get a half point on, going from 3 to 3.5. Also, though, I'm also looking at possibly throwing at least a half unit on the money line here, as I think Minnesota is just off being the public is definitely going after them. I'm looking at a handle about 200,000. So I already put a unit on the spread for OKC at 3.5 plus 3.5. But I'm also probably going to throw a little bit on the money line, guys, because that's where the value is. You got to look where the value is and not just what the public's doing or what everybody else is doing. That's not a good move when we're talking about trying to get green here and not lose our money to the casino and sports books. But anyhow, keeping it moving here today. Do I got any props on that? I don't. Chet has been crazy with his blocks though, so be aware. That could happen. It's been fun to play for fantasy. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, guys. We got the Houston Rockets and the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz opened up at -2.5 favorites, now at -2. On the injury report, Utah Jazz has nobody. They just got beat up at home by OKC, we were just saying. And then Houston, Dylan Brooks, not on the injury report, which is awesome. Reggie Bullock, we don't know what's going on with him. And then we know Terry Eason's going to be out, and Victor Poe is going to be out as well. I like Houston a lot in this, guys, but the line keeps moving. So I haven't made a play on this because it just kind of keeps getting sweeter. So it doesn't make sense to buy now. Kind of, it's one of those things where maybe you should just wait, as everybody seems to be going with the Jazz. So bringing this up where the money's at, we got a handle about 150,000. 65% of the money is on the money line for Houston. But when we look at the spread, 60% is on Houston. So it doesn't make sense why the line's moving from -2.5 to -2 for Houston. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and place. I think I get Houston money line -130 is I think where I'm going to go. Because once you're talking -1.5, -1, I might as well just get the money line. It's about the same value. So that's probably where I'm going to be going with this. Also, though, I noticed that Jalen Green has been on the Houston Rockets been on the road for not just Jalen Green, but the whole team's been on the road for like 6, 7 games in a row. They're not home. Jalen Green, when he's home, this guy can shoot 3-pointers. Not only 3, I got him for 3. He can shoot 4, 5, 6 at home. On the road, he's only been shooting like 2. He can shoot 2 and then he's done. Shoots 2, then he's done. This guy can shoot 3 or more 3-pointers at home easily. So I went and took his 3+ 3-pointers made at half unit plus 136. And I'm even thinking of taking his taking that as well on the prop builder. You can kind of put, I want to make 4 or make 5. And then you're talking plus 200, plus 400. You're talking crazy. So I might throw a little bit on Jalen Green, as the guy has been doing very well this season. And I feel like his spotlight is when and the whole Rockets team is when they're at home. So I am leaning definitely Rockets. I've just been waiting because the line has just been getting better. So I didn't jump on it right away because everybody's going. It seemed like going for the Jazz here, but now I don't know why when we look at that's a discrepancy. Like the books are moving the line this way, but the money's on this side. Are the books trying to trick us and get us to bet on the Jazz? I don't really understand that part of it, but leaving you guys with my premium pick of the day. We are 15-8-1, doing very well this NBA 2024 season. This is just after New Year's. I started keeping track of the premium plays that I'm posting on Twitter for you guys. And today I'm favoring OKC. Like I said, I was able to go into my app there and just add a half a point. So as well, I might just throw a little bit on the money line here, as there's value there, guys. You need to look where the value is so that when we're placing this money out, that we're getting it back twofold. You know what I mean? Anyhow, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.